Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Now come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Come on in. Come on in. Hey y'all. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back, okay? Cause it's just another day living in the hood, just another day around the way. Feeling good today. Feeling lovely. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Let's run it back. Okay. So we got a show today. I know I'm late. I had some stuff to do. And I told y'all I'd be here though. So we got a few topics to get into, some updates. First of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe because sometimes you think you subscribe and you're not. You're not. So you should check that. And you should turn on your notifications. There's like a bell. Sometimes you gotta click it, then click it off, then click it back on again. Like, you know how you gotta plug it in and take it out and then plug it back in. You know what I mean? It's YouTube. I don't know what to tell y'all. Okay, but I'm happy that y'all are here. So subscribe to BondyBlue Bites as well, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram because, like, I do stuff on there. I do stuff on there, girl. I was live on there today. Earlier, before I went to the dentist. Okay. She said I'm still good. Okay. I feel like I have a real like round away Viet fillet. You know what I'm saying? Real cool. Gets in there, gets it all done real quick, gets me in and out. You heard me? Okay. Thank you. Nah, I was real bucked up about this shirt. I was real bucked up about this shirt. So thank you. I appreciate that. I felt like, the lone legend. Okay. I know you can't tell that's what it says, but it says the lone legend, Johnny, the lone legend. I don't have one right now. The people down to the the people was giving me a hard time. I gotta go back. I don't even have a PO box right now. I gotta go get it again because they just was making it hard for me to renew, and I got tired of that shit. Ugh, but I'm gonna get it together. Thank you though. All right, y'all. Let's get into the first thing. So update. Judge Paige Reese Whitaker, also known as YSL Whitaker, has denied Fulton County DA's office motion to revoke rapper Young Thug's probation over what they deem threatening post on social media. As we previously shared on Wednesday, we talked about the Fulton County District Attorney's Office seeking to revoke the probation of Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams. The Fulco DA's office motion arrived just days after Young Thug called Atlanta police and Atlanta police gang investigator Marissa Vevrito while commenting on the death of fellow Atlanta rapper Young Scooter. Thug strongly disagreed with the APD's report on how Scooter died. In another tweet over murder for hire claims against another Atlanta rapper, Lil Baby, Thug slammed Vevrito. Following the new motion, Young Thug took to his Twitter to address his since deleted post. He said, "I don't make threats to people. I'm a good person. I would never condone any threatening anyone or definitely participating in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love." In October 2024, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker of Fulton County Superior Court first ruled on Young Thug's probation in his YSL RICO case. He faced 120 years in prison. However, Judge Reese Whitaker opted to ban him from the metro Atlanta area for the first 10 years of his 15-year probation. On Thursday, she ruled again on Thug's probation and opted to deny revocation. I can't say the word right. Revocation as requested by the full code DA's office over his alleged threatening post about APD officials. She ruled that Thug's social media posts do not violate his probation terms. However, she did say Thug should exercise restraint regarding certain topics. Look at the first comment. A white woman protecting a black man from a black woman who wanted the black man in jail. I'm glad that this is how y'all think about these things. I'm glad that this is how y'all think about things. I'm glad that y'all don't care. I'm glad that y'all feel like he's just another black man being kept down by the system, even though, like, oh, girl, YSL don't mean nothing, huh? Okay. Not Young Slime Life. That's not a gang. No, 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 no. Okay. People don't be on wiretaps running their mouth. Nah. People don't be on Twitter dog whistling to their brethren and everybody got to act like we deaf, blind, and dumb and shit. Word. Okay. If that's what y'all want to do with this situation, I'm fine with it. Okay. I don't live in Atlanta. I don't have to worry about Jeffrey and whatever else he got going on down there. That's y'all business. So if the Atlanta people feel like, this white woman came in and protected this black man, if that's how you want to view this, brother, you go ahead and view this the way you do. I love this because the DA definitely has it out for him. But at the same time, he needs to control himself and be mindful of what he posts because he knows them folks are watching and waiting, guide him to mess up. Like, don't give it to them that easily. I wonder if anybody understands what the judge and that second commenter are admitting to when they say the things that they say. Y'all are basically admitting that this man is doing entirely too much on the damn internet. So we still feel like Fanny is out for him though, right? We feel like he should stop, but Fanny is also wrong at the same time. Girl, if this is how y'all feel about it, I'm not about to get all my nerves upset, child. The tariffs are at 104%. And I finally learned to me is line dance, bitch. I'm fine. Listen. Hopefully I'll be dead and gone before the lawlessness takes over completely in this, post-apocalyptic world that we are living in. Let's press, shall we? Let's press. Okay. Let's go here. So wait a minute. Gorgeous Doll back on the blogs. The last time we saw Gorgeous Doll, she was giving us a long, drawn-out story about somebody, right? Who is she giving us a long, drawn-out story about? I'm trying to remember. Was it Young M.A.? I don't know. Girl, listen, I can't remember. I can't keep track. Okay? I cannot keep track. It was Future? Okay. Thank you. Y'all know what these girls do. These girls need clout. You use anything that you can use to get attention on the internet these days. And so, not even just these days. Women, people, period. Not even just women, because hanger-on ass men also love to get clout off the names of famous people that they are in connection to. And y'all know this is what the women do. So apparently Gorgeous Doll, I don't know if y'all know her. I only know her because of this Future thing. She's a scripper. She gave us a boring, kind of lackadaisical story time about when she pretended to think that something was going to happen in a relationship with Future and then got upset because he lied about it. Like, all of them do the same thing. And we're going to discuss Kevin Gates next because apparently he did the exact same thing to this other girl he reportedly was dating at the same time that he was out here dating Brittany Renner and driving her around in a mobile, dressed like they got bean pies and pamphlets in the truck. Okay, like they are definitely giving us, brother and sister. Okay, that's what they giving, child. All right. We wish we was the Shabazz. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, these are the Gates. This is Kevin Gates and his second, whatever you want to call her, because you can't legally marry more than one person in the Americas, baby. So everybody that's on the internet making excuses for this shit, but y'all know it's so. And we're gonna get to Kevin Gates later, y'all. Let's focus on Gorgeous Dog. We're gonna get to Kevin Gates later, y'all. Let's watch. I'm sorry.
A workplace discrimination lawsuit names Atlanta's Magic City nightclub and its owner as defendants.
A former dancer is suing the notorious strip club for sexual harassment in violation of federal wage laws.
Okay.
NewsNet reporter Joy Dukes is at the live desk tonight with more, plus a response from Magic City.
And that lawsuit filed last week in federal court claims Magic City violated the Fair Labor Standards Act by forcing dancers to pay illegal kickbacks. The former employee lodging that complaint spoke exclusively with Fox 5 and says she was wrongfully terminated for raising her concerns.
Story time about my lawsuit with Magic City.
Her story times have been the talk of TikTok, garnering millions of views.
I've been doing story times for about 2 years.
The most recent posts from Courtney Hale, who is better known by her stage name Gorgeous Doll, detail her time working at Atlanta's Magic City and a federal lawsuit her attorneys filed claiming the club owes her thousands of dollars in earned tips.
I'm also the one that's speaking up for myself because I know that something was done and it was illegal.
We spoke exclusively with Hale, who now lives in Miami, over Zoom Wednesday. According to her complaint, from September of 2022 to September of 2023, she was regularly required to pay a portion of her earnings in kickbacks to the club's DJ, security, and a third-party promoter known by the name Baller.
Baller wanted $500 per girl. He was leaving with $8,000.
Hale also claims she was sexually harassed by a female manager, and when she reported it, no action was taken. The complaint states she was fired in an act of retaliation after speaking about it on social media.
There aren't a lot of girls who speak out because they're scared.
Attorney Gary Freed, who represents Magic City and its owner Michael Barney Sr., denied Hale's claims, saying she was fired for another reason that was private information. Freed confirmed there was an investigation into her sexual harassment claim, but declined to discuss the outcome when asked for more detail.
We don't believe any of these allegations have any merit. This Magic City, we've sent 2 cease and desist letters.
Hale is seeking all wages she says she was forced to pay to the club. She also hopes to encourage other women to speak up about abusive practices in the nightlife industry. There was a mediation hearing in this case last week that was unsuccessful. Both sides say they are looking forward to proving their case in court. At the live desk, Joy Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Sorry, y'all. I got it. I hope that she gets it, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Like, I may not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily need to like champion a person for me to feel like you should get exactly what you deserve, because those types of businesses take advantage of the fact that there aren't many checks and balances. Like, I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her at all, girl. Get your money. Get your money. And that totally makes sense. Like, we've seen y'all. We listen, we watching a whole bunch of Tyler Perry shows and movies and shit about stripper life. We see what goes on. We see the type of sexual harassment and disrespect y'all want people to deal with. Let me tell y'all something. When I tell y'all, I listen, Madam works on my damn nerves. Everybody involved with Madam works on my damn nerves, okay? Like, why y'all this aggressive? Why y'all this aggy? Why are y'all this disrespectful? Like, of course, there are going to be situations, and I feel like the girl should speak out. Speak out. Okay? To all my thigh sisters, okay? Shout out to all my stripper bitches. So shout out. Okay? Listen, To all my pretty bitches. You gotta say what you gotta say, girl. You gotta do what you gotta do, girl. You can't be, out here letting these people play in your face. Okay? Do what you gotta do, girl. Because the truth of the matter is, my opinion is I've always felt like there is a space in which the nightlife is necessary. And if it were not for the fact that people like to push it as an underworld thing instead of something that should be like policed, I feel like I'm going to say respect it. I'm going to say respect it. Yes, I'm going to say respect it. I'm going to say respect it. It's a form of fucking entertainment. It's a form of entertainment. And the fact that you feel like someone should not be respected simply because they perform a certain job that people enjoy, patronize, and glorify, I think that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think when there is injustice anywhere, there is injustice everywhere. That's how I feel, y'all. So with these types of situations, I love the fact that somebody is going to say something in an industry that normally stays quiet because they rely on you being quiet. It is no different than how people take advantage of you in corporate America. It is no different. So yeah, I feel like respect and regulation. Absolutely. Okay. Regulators. I think that it's needed. Okay. Because everybody be out here, I don't support that lifestyle. Stupid ass go sit your in a fucking strip club. Like, stop playing with me. Watching these TV shows about this shit. Taking pole dancing classes. Give me a break, bitch. Okay? But anyway, listen, let's move on because I want to get to other things. Let's go ahead and talk about Kevin Gates. Okay, so first of all, what? As soon as he come out, assalamu alaikum salam, like, no disrespect. No disrespect. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm trying to play with their religion, but like, I think they playing with y'all religion. Like, I think a lot of people play with religion. I think it makes people feel good, but essentially, like, miss me with the bullshit. Like, miss me with the bullshit. Cause I really do feel like, I don't care what nobody talking about. Most of these men go and get into this religion for one, because they need discipline and because they need to feel like, there is some purpose in all of their craziness and all of their chaos. But also, like, it is definitely a way to control women and easily get access to gullible women that are forcing themselves to submit. Like, it's a very easy space to take advantage of people. It teaches people to listen and to not question. Like, it does a lot for the indoctrination and brainwashing, making you easily pliable. You are dough for whoever needs to come and manipulate you into whatever they want to manipulate you into. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Y'all don't be liking to hear that shit, but I don't know if y'all be paying attention to the types of women that do these things. You know what I'm saying? The type of men that are in relationships with women. And, to me, like, don't y'all, everybody don't know, like, a Black Muslim man that, like, the only really great part about this for him is that he gets to control women and have more than one wife, and it's ordained by God. So it gives him some inner validation that he's just not out here being a degenerate, reckless, dick having nigga. Like, it makes him feel better about practicing those same type of behaviors, but under the guise of religion. Like, that's how a lot of men handle this shit. So when I see Brittany walking in like this, and this nigga coloring his hair and his beard in a tight suit, oh my God. I have pause. I have pause, and I am not easily persuaded into believing that anything is honest, true, or genuine about whatever the fuck I'm looking at. But let's listen to what the other, Instagram baddie looking bitch. Like, everybody looks the same. Everybody is the same shit. Let's do it.
It's honestly just sick how I was just laid up with him and you seen it and decide to hit him up to meet up.
That's the sick part, bitch. That's the sick part. Not the fact that that Kevin it does not belong to you or anybody else. Not the fact that Kevin is the one that called her, that was on camera with her, that got a relationship with you. But you sending messages to the other woman when you the other woman? But I'm gonna tell you the thing that's really been aggravating me a little bit about people's commentary. He's married. He's married. How many times we gonna say that before we realize nobody involved cares? I've been watching a lot of people's commentary on this situation, and people consistently say he's married, but he's married, girl, but he's married. And I'm like, yeah. And his wife don't care, and the husband don't care, and the side chick / girlfriend, second wife don't care. You the only one that seem to be bothered right now. Him being married is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That's what I'm saying, y'all. To me, the same reason why any woman would believe that Kevin Gates was going to be honest with them is because he tells you he's going to be honest with you. He is bluntly, disrespectfully honest to the point that you think, oh, he's just going to be honest with me. He's going to tell me the truth. He's not, because a part of him is getting off on being able to play with your mind. So he's not going to tell you the truth. You have to know that intense smile, squint shit. Like I'm trying to mimic it in this moment. But like Kevin does a lot of looking at people like this. And I don't know if y'all pay attention to it. It's a very like praying smile. And he brings it all the way up to the eyes because he pays attention to people's faces and all of that. Because y'all know sociopaths don't always, like, their emotions don't always get to their eyes. Like, because they really don't feel in the same way. They don't feel emotions in the same way. That's why when I, say some, see people on the internet and they act like sociopaths and everybody thinks it's this big shade. It's not shade. It really is a disorder where the person doesn't really have the same emotional responses as everybody else. Like that's really what it is. And it doesn't all the time mean that the person is a bad person. It just means they really can't feel on the same level as other people. And then they lie and act like they do because they know it's not acceptable. It's not socially acceptable for them not to have feelings unless they're a black man on a podcast talking about women that they have sexual relationships with. And then this type of emotional disassociation, this type of emotional manipulation is seen as a virtue. Kevin is the same type of dude. And one moment he's going to tell you that, hey, listen, babe, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about a nigga like me lying to you. I'm going to keep it funky with you. I'm going to let you know right now, bitch, your feet ain't that cute, but I still eat your ass out. That's how he gonna talk to a bitch. And there's always some woman out there that's like, oh my God, all of this energy. Like they gonna, be rubbing on their titties and shit, all enthralled because the nigga that came at that with some goofy, dumb, intense energy. Okay. So then they gonna feel like, okay, he a little mean, but I like my man mean, bitch. I can't even lie, girl. I don't really like a nigga unless he be a little bit disrespectful to me. That's how most of you hoes really think. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, bitch. Okay. That's why a lot of these people like this nigga, bro. This is because y'all like this shit. Y'all like bully ass, weird ass niggas. But the thing about that is, that's a reflection of who you are, first of all, mean assholes. But then when these men flip that shit on you, because you and your feelings now, hold up. Like, I really don't even care about what you talking about. Like, to tell you the truth, like, we really don't even have to talk about this because, like, I already told you what it was. You know what it is, but that don't matter. Like, whatever she's saying, I really don't know what you want me to do. Like, it really, the situation is the situation. I ain't been physical. You can't be physical until you get married. You can't be physical until you get married. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just stonewall. You stonewall, you turn off your feelings, and it drives the bitch crazy. And you feed off of the fact that she keep trying to get some emotional response while you have the capability to keep it within yourself and don't give it to her. Like, they get off on it. Turned on by the fact that he could have your ass emotionally all over the place. Let's listen.
just disgusting. You literally turned to Islam because you're on your last leg. Women always want to turn to religion as their last outlet.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm realizing that she reading. Oh my God. Oh my God. She reading from a prompter. It's too why you reading it from a prompter? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just realizing it.
Was this the clout y'all was looking for to make?
I hate the cadence. The cadence of her voice.
Herself lit on her little show for Basketball Wives because she has no one else, obviously. Knowing that I was just laid up in the bed with you. You literally turned to Islam because you're on your last leg. Women always want to turn to. I'm tired of this man fucking with me when it's convenient or beneficial to him. I give too much love to be treated like this. And the one thing you've always told me is that I have a really big heart. And that's why men.
Oh my God, y'all. She is performing. She is so perform. Okay, hold up. Let me do it. Okay, you gotta pull the titties up. Okay, pull the titties up. Throw the hair to the side. Okay, put the filter on to make sure lips look big. Doe eye. Okay, like, okay. Women always want to run. Let's do it again. Women always want to run to religion whenever they're on their last leg. Okay. She reading from girl. She's stopping it. I'm sorry, y'all.
Like you take advantage of it. I'm honestly tired of being the nice, cool, laid back girl. I'm sick of it. Men need to learn to stop fucking with our emotions. And I'm honestly more disappointed than I am hurt. And I knew what I was getting myself into fucking with a rapper. But there's just certain things that are just way too disrespectful. At the end of the day,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It was the different angle. I'm sorry. Hold up. Because at the end of the day has to end. Like, what the fuck is we going through? I'm sorry.
these men will lie to you, gaslight you, manipulate you, and embarrass the fuck out of you. But lesson learned, I'm going to just have to charge it to the game.
I mean, just have to charge it to the game. Like, bitch, did you read Sister Soldier in a library one day?
I'm tired of this man.
Oh my God.
Say what you want and done, and now
Into you. How you are my love. Don't you ever dream? Oh, darling. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my shit.
Hi, everyone.
Y'all, this when she first. I think this is when she first. Like, I feel like low key they look like they just finished fucking in the back somewhere.
My name is Brittany Renner, and I'm here with the one and only Kevin Gates. How you feeling?
amazing. Hey, thank you. Hey, this I don't care if you get this on camera. I just want to say thank you.
Oh my gosh, nigga was macking so hard with this fucking feather in his head. Hey, listen, fuck what we doing right now. I just want to let you know I appreciate you. You hear me? I don't even really care about all this other stuff. What's up with you? Like, yeah, I hate the way I have seen and experienced some of these things in play. Like, I hate that for me.
For being an amazing person, always living in your truth. You inspire others silently. They probably want to.
Now, here's the thing, Kevin. If you really appreciated that lady for being who she was and living in her truth, like you said, why the fuck did she have to change for this relationship with you? Because low key, that's what it's giving. It's not giving Brittany Renner did it for herself. It's giving she did it to comply with you. Oh, here come titties again. Titties is out again.
I want to make one thing very clear. I would.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm sorry. Let me do it. Hold up. I want to make one thing abundantly clear. Like, what are we doing?
Would never with a married man. This man told me he's legally separated, so that's that. I simply came onto this platform to express how I feel because I have every right to feel the way that I do. And to any other women that are going through the same thing, it's okay to stand up for yourself. Dealing with men that manipulate.
I'm not making fun of the fact, like, she's completely coherent to me. I'm laughing at how she sounds like a robot.
Manipulate, gaslight, lie, all of that. I'm
just AI generated coochie.
I'm sick of it all. I'm sick of this man leading me on this whole time.
Oh my God.
You know, I in the beginning, I obviously believed everything, but as time progressed, I started to peep all of his bullshit.
Tell me y'all saw that, right? You saw that, right? You saw that, right? Y'all saw that shit just then, right? Tell me it's not just me. She didn't just stop the tape, pull the titties out just a little bit more.
And again, like I said, I knew what I was getting myself into dealing with the rapper. I know there's going to be other girls around, but it's just the way he went about this situation that was real. I want to make one thing very clear. It's respectful. And now I'm getting threats from his team.
Because they're upset I told my truth.
Miss Alvina, the same woman that was just applauding us last week because she was so happy to see us together and wanting to get a house together.
Ma'am, you can't trust these mamas. These mamas made them.
And even asked if you could live in the guest house. Now you're mad at me for expressing how I feel. Now you hate me all of a sudden. People obviously did. You know how I feel about you. You don't even take my feelings into consideration. Like, it's. Are you guys back with each other?
I told you we can't have sex till marriage. I'm about to give me some rest. To be honest with you, I'm gonna work out in the morning.
Yeah, and this is the last time you're. It's honestly just sick.
I heard that conversation, y'all. The way he kept not like that is one of the like most diabolical ways to be avoidant of somebody is to answer them with something that doesn't answer what they asked you. She asked if you fucking with the girl. You said you can't I can't have sex before marriage. I can't have sex before. Nigga, we fuck. Stop playing with me. What are you talking about? What are you saying to me, nigga?
How I was just laid up with him. You're gonna hear from me.
Ain't that DJ Chose over there? Look like DJ Chose.
So he did a video in a tight suit about this shit with Brittany walking in.
Life in you.
Oh, he wifing her? Wow.
When I'm on side of you, you know.
Look at her being so proud to finally be picked. I finally was chosen. Thank you, Lord. Finally, I've been chosen, Jesus. Chosen. I think at some point, Brittany is going to remember what it was like when she was out here free. Maybe just a little lost, but like full in her autonomy and moving the way she wanted to before she started to let how these niggas talk to her, get to her. She's going to remember herself at some point, I think. And when she remembers herself, she'll return as the better version. But I think a lot of times women have to go through this. They have to go from one extreme to the next before they can find the balance that is required. I also feel like whenever you see a woman disinvested in a religion that is so oppressive, simply so that they can be with a man who is then going to oppress them when they are a wild woman, like they are a free spirit. They are not the type of woman that is really to be tamed, but we don't allow women to be free in this society. Women have to be somebody's wife. Women have to be somebody's mother. That's why y'all make single women feel so bad, because they have the freedom to just be wild and free. And it's, especially if they've decentered men, their life is on their terms and not about somebody else. And I think a lot of people envy that. I think a lot of men get mad when they see women that are not living in this system. Like, it really is like a cult. I know people don't like to pay attention to the way we move as a cult in this culture, but the way you threaten people with violence and emotional violence and mental psychological violence when they don't fit into the parameters of how this society thinks you're supposed to be living, y'all go ham. Y'all go ham on the women that are wild and free. And so I think they have to be shamed and guilted into a religion so that they can be tamed and controlled and they can learn to oppress themselves without the need of a man to be there to do it for them. But to me, it's still a brainwashing. If you were wild at some point, I don't necessarily think the answer is to lock yourself down in a religion. I think it's to find balance between the two energies so that you don't destroy yourself by doing too much of one thing. That's what I really think. But that's just me. Yes, I do think there's a level of sunken placeness about seeing women who have this like amount of chaos within them that decide to like oppress themselves in these religions. It's scary. It's scary to me. Just like whenever y'all see Krishan, up there singing to the Lord in front of the packed church, and then talking about how she'll take that nigga back and put his face on the other side of her face if he take her back. Meanwhile, he in jail, looking like he enjoying his time with all of those other young men. Yeah, it's very weird. Very weird. Brittany Renner and Mariah the Scientist do look alike. I agree with you. But yeah, so the women are fighting over Kevin Gates, and then I believe there's something that came out today.
Esquire, and I am speaking specifically on behalf of Alvina Alston, who was named in this woman's post and serves as Kevin Gates' publicist. I'm addressing false and defamatory claims recently made by the woman Shyla Hassanoff on her Instagram.
Okay, so Alvina is not his mama. Alvina is his publicist. Okay, I don't know Kevin Gates, y'all. I told y'all that.
Story this past weekend. Ms. Hassanoff alleged that my client threatened her, but let me be clear. Any comments made by Miss Alvina Alston during their brief call do not amount to a threat under any legal standard. In fact, Ms. Hassanoff had been repeatedly calling and texting my client, demanding that she take sides in her personal relationship with Kevin Gates, something my client had no part in.
Was this really necessary? Was this really necessary? Y'all remember when we talked about what ChatGPT said about Kevin Gates? Except they said, oh, there was no cult because there was no following. This is the following. This is the following. The woman that's walking next to him, the woman that's online crying because he's just revoked her whole card, the publicist that is now coming out of nowhere. I mean, an attorney that's coming out of nowhere to defend the publicist of whom we really did not know or care about.
When they finally spoke, the conversation was brief, emotionally charged, and came after continued harassment. Ms. Hassanoff then recorded the private call without my client's knowledge or consent, which is illegal and violated the state law where Ms. Hassanoff was located. To make matters worse, shortly after that call, a threatening text was sent to my client from an anonymous phone number stating, and I quote, "I will ruin your fucking career. You better tread lightly," among other things. And then just minutes afterwards, Ms. Hassanoff posted the Instagram story defaming and further harassing my client. But after investigation, we've gathered enough evidence to confirm that the threatening message was sent using a third-party messaging app that conceals user identities. However, nothing is ever truly anonymous with technology in this day and age. So we have already issued a legal preservation notice to the app that was used to send the message, requiring them to retain all related data, including the account holder's username, email, IP address, device information, message logs, and timestamps of any deletions. So whether the message was sent directly by Ms. Hassanoff or someone acting on her behalf, this info will become part of the legal record. Also, Ms. Hassanoff made fabricated and bizarre claims that my client was so happy to see her and Kevin wanting to get a house together and asked to live in their guest house. That statement is 100% false, degrading, and clearly intended to embarrass and diminish my client's credibility. This conduct is absolutely unacceptable. We have issued a formal cease and desist letter to Ms. Hassanoff, and legal action is already underway. Ms. Alston is a respected publicist with over 2 decades of experience working with Grammy-winning.
All right, enough, ma'am, enough. You're doing way too much. All of this is unnecessary. Nobody cares about this girl. People barely care about Kevin Gates. So this was like totally unnecessary. Y'all are really trying to make a moment of this. I am looking at every woman around Kevin Gates as if they are in some type of cult, because why? Get away from us with this. What's your name? Tania Coates, baby. Get away from us with this, okay? Just go ahead and walk away from us with this, okay?
It's on.
Okay, wait. I think that's the old one. Okay. I think we watched that one already. Child, she's so performative and fake. Girl, get out of my face with this. Y'all want to be out here acting stupid over dick that has already proven to be untrustworthy? That is your business. Get away from us with this. Let's move on to Matt Barnes. Thank you, Matt Barnes.
I literally just lost my family through being what you talked about, I was the strong provider. I wasn't there emotionally. I wasn't empathetic. I wasn't willing to share those emotions. And that was stuff that my ex would tell me, you're a wall. And then again, trying to dig back and understand and starting counseling that, like you said, little Matt from back then is still hurt and still trying to find his way. Although grown Matt seems like he has it all. Little Matt is there more than I realized. So my question is to all those men that can't or feel like they can or just won't, tears won't come out. I know it's such a refreshing and helpful and good thing to do as a man, but how do you cry if you don't? I don't want to say I don't know how to cry because I've cried before, but I haven't cried in probably 30 years.
You're guarded.
Too much.
You have to change your perspective of what crying is. You still, deep inside of you, you still believe it's
through my actions.
Isn't this funny? I find it, and I hate this, right? I hate this. I'm sorry, because I really hate this. I want people, period, but men specifically, to be able to have these moments of I'm imperfect. I'm trying to figure it out. Let me show y'all how I'm trying to figure it out so y'all can be healthier too. I appreciate that sentiment, but often what I feel like is happening is I fucked up. Please forgive me. I'm already working on it. See? That's what it's given. Another thing, you not crying in 30 years. You not releasing emotionally in 30 years. I cannot imagine what it is like to be in a relationship with a person that holds in and oppresses that much of their emotions. That's the reason why we always see y'all spazzing the fuck out angrily, because really you need to cry. Like, if you weren't supposed to cry, your body would not create the natural mechanism that makes you cry. You got to do a lot of stuffing shit in your throat in order for you to not cry for 30 years. Like, it does feel like y'all take these moments and use them as a way to escape people backing away from you when they really should, because you need to figure your shit out on your own. And whoever you've harmed in the process of being broken needs to be able to fix themselves without also feeling the need to fix you. This is what Anansa said. If you're going to talk publicly about our personal business, tell a whole story. Don't post half-truths about me and our past relationship to gain sympathy from the masses. I'm in the trenches doing the hard work, making sure all of our kids are okay. You've made no effort to emotionally support all of our children through this traumatic transition you caused, but you're willing to be vulnerable for strangers on the gram for profit. Please keep my name out your mouth. Since I left, I've said nothing about you. I've said nothing about you, and you know there's so much I could say about the man you truly were to me. If you don't have respect for yourself or for me, at least have respect for our children who follow you and see your post. Your post is triggering for the kids and I. While we're in the midst of healing and rebuilding our lives, we're the ones who reaped all the damage you caused by your constant selfish, toxic choices. You didn't consider our kids in your actions before. Please try to consider them now. If you want to do some good, please don't speak about me. Go get consistent therapy. And more importantly, start building a relationship with God. Peace and blessings. If you think he needs a relationship with God, that's great. I think he needs to have a relationship with himself. Because somebody that hasn't cried in 30 years, that is so detached from their own emotions, they only feel their ego. They don't really feel their feelings. Like, if it's a feeling they're not supposed to feel as a man, they're going to push that feeling away. Anger is something that they can happily go and reach for. To me, I feel like you really have to make a choice to be different. And a lot of y'all are not going to do that. You just want another supply to suck from. You really just want another supply. Like, that's wild. She said, I once loved a man so much that I was fixing him while he was breaking me. What did I say? Didn't I say that, y'all?
My actions.
That's why y'all have to.
I literally just.
This is him laying the ground. It's money, but this is him laying the groundwork as well to bring another woman in, because the next woman is going to see him as the wounded baby bird that's trying to heal and all of this bullshit. Y'all need to recognize people need to heal in private sometimes. People need to heal alone, not in a relationship with somebody, but alone. But I feel like he needs a relationship with himself, because can you imagine how much you don't really know about yourself when you don't allow yourself to feel your feelings? You don't allow yourself to cry in the shower. You don't allow yourself to release. Because sometimes you cry not because you are like sad about something. Sometimes you cry to release energy from your body because you just collect a lot of energy from different people. And, you know, you're getting older. Fuck. Sometimes I cry. I don't even know why. Just feels like a release sometimes. Sometimes I cry when I have sex. Just depends. Fuck. Okay? But you have to see it as the release that it is, instead of always viewing tears as some type of weakness. But you have to be so careful with everything when it comes to men, because I feel like men take the extremes of shit. You tell them they need to express their feelings, and now they screaming and howling and crying to you every time you fucking turn around asking for you to do emotional labor. That's why you niggas need to cry alone. That's why y'all need to deal with y'all feelings alone. This is how you handle this, okay? When you feel strong emotions, you go to yourself, by yourself, you take a deep breath, you figure out what you're feeling, and you think about what you're feeling so that you can vocalize what you're feeling. Whoever you have an interaction with that triggered the feeling, then you go to them calmly and explain what your feelings are and why you feel the way you do. If you can do that, you can have your feelings, express them, express what your feelings are without women feeling like you acting like a bitch. Because really, a lot of times when niggas do be like, you know, come to you with all of that shit, it's to manipulate you. And they do overkill. And it's like, niggas, stop all that whining and bitching to me. But that doesn't mean don't come to me with your feelings. Don't come to me with how you really feeling. But you also have to temper that with not making everybody responsible for your mood swings and your feelings. I'm not responsible for your fucking feelings, man. You're responsible for your own feelings. Period. You are even responsible for communicating your feelings to other people, especially the people you're in relationships with. It's not your partner's job to dig through your fucking emotions and question you all fucking day so they can find out how you feeling. Like that right there, that emotional labor of having to dig for fucking information. Like, oh my God, I won't. If you don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell me. I'm not doing this shit. He'll be wilding. But Matt Barnes broke his family up and now he's online asking y'all for emotional support. Well, that's that on that. Let's roll the Diddy intro.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop.
Won't stop. Okay, y'all. Let's get into this shit with Terrence Howard, right? Because people was arguing with me over the weekend about this. We're going to listen. I'm going to like stop him so that y'all can hear. Because a lot of y'all on TikTok, I didn't hear misogyny in what he said. Of course you didn't. You can't hear it. You don't know what it is. The fuck?
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Okay, let's stop there. What you are talking about is people that have decided they're going to allow the predator to take it so that they can then get what they want in the end. And then they realize what they gave up was so much more than they thought it was. That is because they're being coerced into it. It's not something that they really want to do, first of all, which is why they regret it after. And also, I feel like it's a person being assaulted. Even if you think you're agreeing to it, being coerced into the situation is still a form of manipulation, control, and then ending in a physical sexual assault. You have been traumatized. You didn't lose your manhood, never to be seen or heard of again. No, you were traumatized because you were assaulted. I need for everybody to understand. So everybody that I think he's just talking from a straight man's perspective. That is the thing that we want straight men to get out of your fucking feelings about everything concerning your prototype. Stop being so defensive and so emotionally immature every time somebody says something to you that makes you feel uncomfortable. This statement that he made is problematic. You do not lose your manhood because somebody assaulted you. You were traumatized. And now you have to heal from the traumatization of somebody assaulting you. You were assaulted. Somebody harmed you. And I think Terrence Howard and a lot of men like him, when you can say that something has affected your manhood, it pedestalizes it. It makes it seem as if when it's done to you somehow, it's so much worse than when it's done to everybody else. That's how y'all feel. That's how y'all feel. You feel like because men aren't supposed to be attracted to other men, if a man comes on to you, that is harassment. It makes you feel uncomfortable. But if you do the same thing to a woman because you're attracted to a woman and you feel like women are supposed to be attracted to you or to men, then when you have that same behavior of coercion and pressure with a woman, you don't perceive it the same. That's why people felt so good when they find out that the people that assault children, when they go to jail, somebody bigger than them assaults them. That's why. Because you're doing something to somebody that you could not stomach, that you couldn't deal with. That's the bitch assness about all of it, is that you are doing something to somebody that you would never want anybody doing to you. And so when Terrence Howard starts off his statement with saying that someone is giving up their manhood when they are coerced into a situation that really ends up with them having sex they don't want to have, which makes them feel dirty. And also because of the way the person assaulted them, it makes them feel dirty. Also, the way y'all think about sex makes people think about sex as if alone the act of it is dirty, not how it's done. To me, it's the same way as preparing food. If you prepare it right, it should be healthy. Everybody wanted to eat it. They enjoyed it. It was great. But when you don't prepare the food properly, you can poison people. Like, you can kill them. You can destroy them.
Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. What does being a man look like? Because to be very clear, success. A lot of people view manhood as financial success. I think he's throwing something out that feels real to y'all, but if you were actually to break down what he's saying, there are problems all over the place.
So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone.
So let's be very clear. Coercing people into sex and people exploring sex are two different things. I, as an individual, you as an individual, have every right to have consensual, explorative, experimental sex, if that's what we want to do. What is not okay is somebody coercing us, threatening us, or forcing us to have a sexual relationship that we don't want to have. Then we have that, and of course we feel bad from it. We might also then feel like, am I attracted to men if I'm a man? Am I attracted to women if I'm a woman? Because I was sexually aroused, because my body responded, even though my emotions were not connected, because the assault made me disassociate, which is to separate how I feel inside of myself from my body so that the assault won't kill me. That is literally how your body and your mind deals with assault. You go somewhere else in here, so whatever they're doing to your body won't affect you in the same manner. That's how your body responds to it. Disassociates. What Terrence is saying sounds like a judgment of people. It sounds like I'm mad that I did not get the amount of success that I should have gotten because somebody was willing to fuck for a role. Somebody was willing to suck dick for this. And so they got the role over me. And so now I'm conflating people that have consensual sexual relationships with people that are in hierarchies with them to get opportunities. Now I'm conflating that with someone with power coercing and forcing people to have sex with them as a power move. He's blending those two things together. He's conflating them as if they're the same thing. And I really don't like it. Because it makes it seem as if anybody that is experiencing sexual fluidity in a way that is not coerced, in a way that is not forced on them by some assault, then, oh, you know, as soon as you start getting like that, then you giving up your manhood. As soon as you having sex with a man, now you giving up your manhood. And I think that's a toxic way of thinking. I think it's a toxic way of thinking because then it convinces men who are gay that they're not men. And what's the worst thing you can be in this society if you're a man? A woman, not a man. And even gay men have to be successful and be able to walk around with their heads held high in this system. Because even a gay man doesn't want to have sex with everybody. A woman doesn't want to have sex with everybody. A lot of you niggas have a hard time with understanding that. Just because somebody is sexual, enjoys sex, may have wanted a certain type of sex with a certain person, it does not mean that they now are free for everybody walking. That's not how that works. Prostitutes don't even fuck for free. And y'all walk around acting as if any sign of sexuality in somebody means it's okay to assault them.
You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter.
So you do understand that what happened to Justin Bieber is Justin Bieber probably being assaulted by adults when he was a child. And so you're now speaking of him in the same vein as someone that is choosing to sell themselves for a music career. A child cannot enter into an agreement with an adult. Like, not to be in a sexual relationship. Even legally, everything is by proxy of a parent, y'all. A child can't agree that they're going to have a sexual relationship with Diddy for a music career. The fuck is going on?
No matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card.
You gave up your man card. Somebody assaulted you. You gave up your man card. You know, this shit was way more toxic than I thought it was. I knew it was toxic when I first listened to it, but now I feel even more so like what he said is some real fucked up ass shit.
You
with that hat on and a hoodie and a goddamn, you know, homosexual sweater on.
Need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get.
And this is how he spoke of women. This is how he spoke of women. Women who go and trade their bodies to get the goal, to get the role, to get the money. Because, you know, gold diggers. It is a judgment. It's not empathy for a system that takes advantage of people that are in dire straits. It's not talked about like that. He's talking about it as if these are people that have made decisions to sell their soul to the devil, and then they eventually are broken and wonder why. Not that these women have been coerced and assaulted, drugged. Because if somebody was really agreeing to give up their coochie for a career, why did they have to be drugged? I need for y'all to answer that for me.
get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
And I think for men, because I remember your boy said the same thing, Anthony Mackie. You know, we accomplish all these things and we get here and it means nothing. Honestly, I think that's a projection of how some of these men feel when they finally get to the top of wherever they thought they would be and they still aren't happy inside. And that's because we live in a vapid, shallow world that doesn't really require people to do any real introspection, only as a performance, not as a real introspective look at oneself to be happy no matter what the circumstances of your life is. Like, you're not going to be happy every day, but being happy or loving yourself, having appreciation for who you are as a person, once you understand that, that stays with you even on the days that are hard, even on the days when you want to give up. You won't give up on yourself because you love yourself, because you respect yourself. You respect what you've been through. You respect what you put into something. And you love yourself. So even if one thing doesn't work out, you'll go and do another one because you recognize it's a journey. And you just figuring your way out of it. Just keeping loving yourself first and being kind to yourself. Like keeping that in the forefront of your mind. What he is talking about is the emptiness that a lot of people carry with them because they're taught that everything outside of themselves is going to fulfill them internally. And then it doesn't. And you think that something is so wrong with you. And it's like, no, nothing's wrong with you. But this life is not a race to a finish line type of situation. And that's the way we're taught. We're not taught to just enjoy your life, enjoy this journey, you know, explore, you know what I mean? Like have fun, enjoy it, be smart, think ahead, you know what I'm saying? But also enjoy this life. We're not taught that. We're taught to scratch and survive good times and claw our way to the top. Like we're not taught to enjoy the journey of this life. So you don't know what it's like to be fulfilled, and you've kind of convinced yourself and let the world convince you that accomplishing things will fulfill you, and you accomplish those things and it doesn't feel as fulfilling. This also felt like shade to Halle Berry. I don't know why, but it's like, you know, you get your Oscar and it's like, but you're not the same person. And that felt like a judgment of a woman who has gotten to a point in her life where she's good with who she is, but because you don't like it, because she doesn't center you, she lost something that she shouldn't have lost along the way. That's what this sounded like. This sounded like a passive aggressive judgment. For everybody that was in my fucking comments on TikTok talking about, he was just talking about his experience. Most of what we are hearing is a projection of what he feels other people are going through, not his personal experience. Not yet.
If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
The aggression is necessary and you don't trade that in no matter what. That sounds like somebody that feels like if they lose a fight, they've lost life. Like if they stop being an asshole, if they hear somebody else out, if they change their perspective, if they give in any way to another person, they've lost their manhood in some way. Y'all, this is very toxic. This is very misogynistic. Very, 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 very.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, you know, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, You know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
You heard that, y'all? That's the part that I had a problem with, because regardless of how you felt like he was centering women at some point in this conversation, what he said in that moment is, you looking at me like I'm a woman. And what I was trying to get everybody to understand is, no, not like a woman, like prey. He's looking at you like you're prey, like you're something to be devoured. And you don't like it, but you look at women that way. That's why you said he looked at you like you were a woman. And what a woman would like for you to understand is, we don't like being looked at like that either. We may not have a dick to claim manhood with, but we have our safety and our self-respect and our sense of agency and autonomy. And you niggas stample and stump on that every day, all day, B. I went out this past weekend and I was reminded so often how we as women have to be so conscious of the men around us, because we have to protect ourselves, and they're always ready to impose themselves. They are always so willing to impose themselves. A man bought me and my homegirl drinks. We did not ask for, we did not want, but it was tequila that I like, so I took the shot. Then he proceeded to follow us to the club across the street. We thought he would just go in there and, just be in there. No, he sat in front of us the entire night. He was trying to holler at my friend, of course. And it was just like, we wanted to be left alone. We wanted to have a good time, but we were basically coerced into having this man follow us to the club we were going to, simply because he saw us in a restaurant across the street. And we were trying to, you can't be too rude to these niggas, because you don't know what the fuck going on. But like, at no point did he take, well, y'all have a good night. I'm gonna go and have a good time. Y'all do the same. Take my number. Like, not Mac at all, y'all. And he bought us those first 2 shots. When we got to the bar, to the next place we were going to, the nigga just sat in front of us and didn't buy anything. And I was like, I'm gonna go get me and my homegirl the drinks that I know we like. So I got up, because he was just sitting there talking. I was tired. I got up and I was like, I went to go to the bar and get the drinks. And when I came back, I went ahead and just got him the exact same thing that he ordered for us at the restaurant. You could tell when I came down and I handed my friend her drink, he sat back because he was preparing to go in on me, because he bought us drinks and I didn't get him one, but I did. But I was shocked. You know why? Because everything you do is so you can get something out of somebody that was not even fucking looking at you. You want my attention, nigga. I don't want yours. Girl, this is my homegirl. Okay? And we had a good time, because we always have a good time. And the thing we have in common is how we flow about like uncomfortable situations. We don't act a fool. We don't get loud. We swerve shit. we swerve. We the queens of looking past people, not making eye contact with niggas. Listen. But sometimes you just really be having a good time, caught off guard. thinking that people are going to be adults, go into a club and just go and have a good time. You a grown adult man walking around by yourself, and now you sitting in front of us talking to us all fucking night, blocking niggas who actually got money from coming and buying drinks for my friend and me by proxy. Please take the shot and leave us the fuck alone. I was hoping that since I got him the shot, he would feel like, oh, at least I got one of my shots back. Like, fuck. And let's not talk about the niggas that get drunk everywhere they go and they all leaning on you and putting their arm on you and touching you. And then when you like express discomfort or aggravation, now something wrong with you. Like, oh my God, the entitlement that y'all have is insane. So Terrence can suck a dick. Manhood my fucking ass.
It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
Because there's always a bigger nigga though, man. There's always a bigger nigga, and you talking that shit. But the truth of the matter is, it seemed like if Diddy really wanted you for real, if he was willing to risk it, it would have happened. Everybody wasn't agreeing. People was going to studio sessions, to meetings, drinking water, and ending up passed out.
And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man.
What is playing gay roles and all of that got to do with anything? Because we all know gay men that if they felt disrespected, they will punch a straight man in the fucking mouth. And this is what we talk about when we say y'all have toxic masculinity. Y'all have misogyny. Because what are you even talking about? You being somebody that is not okay with somebody impressing themselves upon you does not make you any bigger of a man than the woman that has to placate so the nigga will leave her alone gradually. Just because we play this game different ways does not mean you have more integrity than the woman that don't want to fuck this nigga either, but just smiles and excuses herself. You're no different than somebody that doesn't want to be like, you're not different from a woman that tells a man no that's trying to press her. You're no different. The fuck are you talking about?
Don't do that shit, because the man card means everything.
To me, it sounds like you would probably want to have sex with a man, but you feel like you shouldn't, because having sex with a man means something is wrong with you. It means you're not a man. It means you're less than a man. And as soon as you start having sex with men, oh my God, then you're down there assaulting people with baby oil all over the place. Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be that dire. It doesn't have to go down that road. It really doesn't. There's a lot of wholesome gay niggas out here. Not a lot, because men are nasty, but essentially, like,
but when you give up your manhood,
and everybody in the comments thinking that this nigga said something so deep. Think he said something so deep. If you are a straight man, I would hope that you wouldn't just let somebody try to have sex with you. But if you are a straight man and somebody overpower you because they got guns and a whole bunch of other niggas in the room, what you supposed to do? I have so many questions about the mindset that y'all put on people who are really victims of situations. You don't see an issue in a person that's preying on somebody. You see an issue in the way people respond to being preyed on. So if a person acquiesces to the pressure of somebody, trying to fuck them, they might have wanted to fuck him, just didn't want it to go down how it went down. You saying that, oh, all of a sudden that was okay because you wanted to fuck him? That's what I'm saying, y'all. It's like in their mind, they think because somebody may have wanted to have sex with somebody, it makes it okay for that person to assault them. That's the way you think. The way he just explained that tells me that that's the way he thinks. But then when women respond to niggas like this, y'all call us aggressive. Y'all say we got a bad attitude. Y'all call us bitches. You think he taking shots at Terry Crews? I don't know. But I often feel like just because people feel like violence may not be the right answer in that moment, I don't think it makes them any less of a man. I just feel like Terry Crews is one of them bitch ass dudes that's just like not the greatest example of a man that sued but didn't knock a nigga out. Because essentially, had he knocked him out, he would then be able to sue this man, ruin his career. Like, if you think about it ahead, you'll see if you punch him in the face, you could still end up in jail defending your ass from somebody. You see what I'm saying? Terrence has that pretty boy syndrome. People have tried him. Absolutely. What I told y'all about light-skinned niggas and how they act crazy because of the way people view light-complected men. They think they soft. They think they easily, maneuvered and all of that type of shit. And that's predatory and that's wrong. You don't do that to people because a motherfucker can be gay and still not want to fuck you. Leave me alone. Ugh. But yeah, y'all keep thinking that Terrence Howard said some deep shit. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. Y'all see Bam and Spice are still fighting on the internet, y'all.
Never niggas in the level hot tubs. I want no big teeth, I'm big gummies. You got a level fake bag and a level fake.
Okay, child, them BBLs be BBLing. So they was throwing wigs and stuff. And then playing with horses. Okay. And this would be okay. I really do want her to get rid of that wig. Bam did this. Girls spend $12K for a new body just to look like this. I hate the accuracy. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I really hate the accuracy in the BBL. These BBLs killing y'all. And your knees don't match. Lord have mercy, y'all. This is what I be talking about, that sharp hip. God damn, bitch. I feel sorry for you. You look like your knees hurt. Oh my God. Y'all, let me find that video. Y'all, I'm going to find this video on TikTok of this girl talking about BBLs. I need y'all to see this shit. Because when I heard this, I was like, I think everybody needs to know that this is what happens a lot of the time. Because I feel like people don't be being honest. People don't be being honest about the BBLs and how they be killing y'all. And they stink. People don't be being for real. They don't. Hold up. I know I just recently liked the post of this girl talking about the BBLs and how they smell. And it be a weird smell, girl. It be a real weird smell. Let me see. I gotta keep scrolling. There's so many gay girls on. I just like it. I just like it. Buku gay girls all over the place. Did I not like it? Because sometimes I just be scrolling and I see stuff, but then I didn't like it. Damn. I thought I did, man. Man, that girl was going in talking about the BBLs and how they smell and how if it smells really bad, you should go to the doctor. Like after they was talking about how you have to wrap your body up and how, you have to wrap your butt too. And so you have to take it off to use the bathroom, but your butt be swollen. So you can't like clean your butt as good as you normally can because, you've had all of this surgery done to your body. So your body hurts. And so, you may not clean yourself as much as you should. And then you put the thing back on your body and it still had, yikes. Hold up. Here we go. I found it.
So
Oh, this is a Mecca girl. Okay. This the girl who's a part of the something 5. I can't remember, girl.
Someone who literally works in plastic surgery post-op care. I be around a lot of BBLs. If your BBL is stinking a year into the process, you might have some, I don't think that's your butt. I think it's a wound. It could be your cooch. I don't think it's the BBL itself. It might be a wound or one of the holes. To which I would say go to your nearest hospital immediately because it's probably rotting for whatever reason. After a BBL, though, I will say the smells are not that pleasant for a multitude of reasons that I'll list out for you. First of all, when you get liposuction, they stick that needle and they're that looked like I was doing something else just now. And when they're sucking that fat out of you, your skin is disconnected from the muscle. And the reason it's important that you get your massages, lymphatic massages, 6 months, you really should get them for at least 6 months after your surgery, is because your skin needs to heal and heal back onto the muscle. And you want it to heal flat and not have that bumpy look that, on someone's stomach. We all know the look I'm talking about. But while it's healing, fluid swells up because you swell. So with the lymphatic drainage for the first couple of days, your holes will still be open. There'll be some doctors choose to drain with tubes. Because if that tube gets yanked or that shit can hurt, just let it drain out. But it's not gonna smell good because it's literally pus and blood and shit from your body. It's disgusting. Another reason it stinks is because you're in a faja. You're compressed because we don't want you to swell, right? Because it's healing. And what your body's gonna do if it's not compressed, it will expand. You're supposed to stay in that faja for days, right? So what happens is you got all that pus and bullshit coming out that already doesn't smell great. You're in the same faja 4 days a lot of times. You're sweating and you have your natural must and you have a lot of smells mixing together. As someone who has done lymphatic massages, I can tell y'all, it doesn't smell great. The girls don't smell great fresh off the table. It's really nothing you can do. Oh, and I forgot this part. You still have to shit, right? You still have to shit. You still have to shit. And your butt is kind of hard, still swollen from all that freshly injected fat. And it's been sitting in a faja. And you now have, you're a part of the club now. You have 17 miles of ass crack. And you cannot necessarily clean yourself as good as you be used to. Because you're not taking full-on showers. You're not doing that 48 hours post-op. Oh, and I forgot this. You still have to pee. Usually, the girls have the urinals or the cups that they pee in, and you might get a little driblet. You can't fully squat and pee like Pocahontas. I'm sorry if that wasn't politically correct. That's what they called it at Girl Scout camp, which might have been problematic to begin with. You just can't squat and pee in that. I'd have to be bent and hunched over. Again, this faja hasn't been cleaned, so it has doo-doo niblets, driblets of pee, pus coming out of you, and you're in that faja for 3 days, 4 days. They take it off and put it right back on. That's what y'all are smelling. Now, that smells horrible, yes. But if you're still smelling like that 6 months post-op, you need to go to the emergency room. So, as someone who literally works in plastic surgery post-op.
So yeah, y'all, that's a thing. Y'all should be safe out here. I know y'all be wanting to get these BBLs. I heard, I be hearing people talk about it. I hope they just be talking, because sometimes I think people say that shit, but they just be talking, and then eventually, fear will help them change their mind. I'm gonna pray for y'all. Y'all be safe out there. The these BBLs killing y'all, and the thighs don't match. Well. Okay. So let's go ahead and press. Amy Luciani and Dwight Howard call off engagement allegedly after she found out he was with men in wigs, plus domestic violence report filed. Now, I don't know if this is true, y'all, because I've only seen this on Tasha. So I don't know if this is true. Okay. I'm going to go to Amy's page in a second. But what I will say is, well, this didn't take as long as I thought. I thought this would take a little bit longer before this ended. You say they must be been high off that Molly. Ooh, no, Zell Swag, no. Child, I'm looking. I wish they would have posted the police report. Domestic police report file. Like, really? Y'all got into a fight? What happened? He put his hands on you like Roy said he did her? What, did he treat you in any way, shape, or form? The way he allegedly treated Royce? The way he allegedly treated that young gay man that came to his house for some nookie and found Miss Kitty there? Like, did you not know this though? Like, I just have so many questions, but I told y'all that this wasn't gonna last. I don't know if this is true, but I guess we're gonna have to find out later on, Amy. But you out here, you out here looking like you played yourself when everybody tried to warn you. And let's not forget, just in case y'all was not clear on why Spice and Bambi were going back and forth, it's because Amy lied and said that she didn't tell Bam that Spice is the one that convinced her to do a diss track against Bam. We all saw Bam go to the studio and Spice played her Amy's track, which was a diss to Bam, which then made Bam respond. So Spice didn't believe Bambi when she said that Amy was lying. She took Amy's side and decided to have, to take her off the song. And that's when she got 11 views on Spotify. That's when Spice said that shit. And that's what, warped into these songs and them going at each other online and courses and, gorillas in blue wigs, bitch. It's a lot. But I feel like I'm not about to call colorism on this, because if you can call Bambi a horse, she can call you a gorilla. That's how I feel. Okay. Makai, thank you for the super chat. I lost a lot of weight in 2020 when I was 18. I was a size 2 to 4. I got the slim, thick shape I wanted. Now at 23 from working out and eating good, I'm a size 4'6". If I got a BBL, I'd be fat and busted. No, for real. It adds a lot of fluid to your body because it's not really healthy for you to do, y'all. I want people to recognize that. 7 How, thank you for being a member for 21 months. Not me waking up from a nap into a BondyBlue show. Everybody like the video, please. Yes, please do that. Okay. Respect the content creator and like the video. Okay. Let me see. What else do I want to cover before I get out of here? I definitely want to talk about two more things, y'all. Two more things. First of all, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this Billboard best female rapper of all time. Take a good look at this list. Okay. We have 25 to 21. We have Tierra Whack, Doechii, Gangsta Boo, Lady of Rage, Glow, Moni Love, Lotto, Remy Ma, Rhapsody, Doja Cat, Megan, Left Eye, Trina, Da Brat, Cardi B, Foxy Brown, Eve, Roxanne Shante, Salt and Pepper, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Lil Kim, Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, Nicki Minaj. Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all right now, I had a few problems with this list. I feel like it should have been Missy. It should have been Missy Elliott. It should have been Lil Kim. It should have been Eve, Nicki Minaj, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Foxy Brown, Da Brat. I would take Trina after Da Brat. Then I might add Salt and Pepper, Roxanne Shante. Then I will go in and add Megan, Doja Cat, Rhapsody, Remy. Lotto and Doechii can be in a. I feel like Lotto and Doechii need to be Lotto, Doechii, and it really should be, to me, I would say Doechii, Lotto, Glorilla. And I'm being honest, y'all. Glorilla, then Lotto. I feel like Tierra Whack needs to be higher than 25. I don't know if Lady of Rage should be on this list. Gangsta Boo should be on this list, okay? And I'm just talking about me, myself, personally, how I feel, okay? But I definitely feel like Messy should have been number one. Missy should have been number one. And I feel like Lauryn Hill is too high on this list. Lauryn Hill is too high on this list. I'm sorry, y'all. And the reason why I feel like that is because we are stuck in a time loop. We are stuck in 98 and 99 when we reference Lauryn Hill, because when the album came out, it was so fucking huge and we played it all the time. And it was a cross genre album. It was cross rap, hip hop, and R&B soul music at the time. So the young people and the older people were listening to this album, right? But to me, it was in line with the Mary J. Blige, D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Groove Theory, Roots Crew, that era. It was in the same line as those people to me. And so that's another reason why I feel like Eve should have been higher than Lauryn Hill, because I think that Eve didn't get the credit she deserved for being a breakout star back then at that time, being the first lady of Rough Riders, which was extremely, like, for lack of a better term, legitimately niggerish, right? They were protective of Eve. Like, it was just, I feel like at the end of the day, like, Eve came lyrical. Eve came with, like, New York beats, shit that make you want to go crazy in a club. She made pop songs. She had Grammys. She had her own TV show. She was on movies. Like, I think Eve covered so many, you know what I'm saying? Like, she covered so many bases to me that I feel like she should have been higher than Lauryn Hill. Okay. Lauryn Hill had one incredible album, and I think we had such high hopes. Like, I think the feeling I felt was that Lauryn was going to do so much more after that, when really Lauryn did one more unplugged album with barely there vocals, and ever since then she has been an inconsistent artist. She really just blew up in a moment, and her energy expanded and kind of has stayed and just slightly shrunk over time. But we're not actually looking at Lauryn Hill objectively. When we take a look back and really look at, everybody's history here, the fact that Eve has successful second and third albums. Her first album was great. It was, to me, the epitome of what first albums should be. Raw, real, all your heavy hitters, your best work is in your penmanship, and everything is in your first album. This is at the height of the introduction of Swiss beat sound, right? So this music sounds different than everything else. Then it was conscious. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know you and I hate you. See, all I know is that my girlfriend used to date you. How would you feel if she held you down? Like, come on, bruh. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I feel like Lauryn Hill can have one of the most important albums of all time and still not have done enough work for her to be above somebody that had to come out with a huge first album for a woman. It went number one. On top of that, she had to come out and be successful 2-3 more times. And one of those times got her the Grammy. So to me, I just kind of feel like the way Lauryn Hill was able to just hit us on one album and then throw her hands up for real. Let's be very clear. The Unplugged album is not a part of why she is as big as she is. It's that first album. Yeah, a little bit of her history with the Fugees, absolutely. Killing Me Softly and all of that. But you were mostly known for being a vocalist more so than a rapper. Yes, you're a rapper, but more so we want to hear Lauren sing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel you. I feel you on the importance of the album, but that's why I said everybody is stuck in 98. Everybody is stuck in 99 when we first felt how we felt when we, like we're still stuck in that. You don't really get to compare with people that you didn't have to really compete with. And the truth of the matter is, there was a point in time when Lil Kim, Trina, Eve, the Brat, Shauna, the girls from Crime Mob, like the late 90s, early era of the 2000s had a lot of girls rapping all at the same time, and everybody was really good. I feel like by the time I'm talking about, Foxy had kind of tapered off. Foxy had hit really big in that gap of the 90s, like your 94 to 99, era. But by the time we got in 01, 02, by the time Eve, Let There Be Eve came out during that time, it was really only Lil Kim, Trina, and Missy, I feel like, and Shauna, that was really like on some charts for real. Yeah, even though Left Eye was such a great rapper, I still feel like you shouldn't be this high on this list. I think it's also at some point we have to look at the work that was put in. You know what I'm saying? To me, Missy should have been number one. That's my opinion. And I think Eve should have been somewhere between 2 and 4, depending on where you put Kim and Nicki Minaj. Also, Queen Latifah is definitely in my top 5, because I actually, like, when you really go like step back away from it, who I actually go listen to often, I actually go listen to Queen Latifah very often, to the point that I have some of her records on wax. Yeah, y'all. When I think we have a perspective for the moment, but when you really back away from it, like, and I don't even reach for Nicki as much as I reach for Kim. And I feel like that's because Kim wasn't bubblegum. I don't really enjoy the bubblegum pop aspect of Nicki Minaj's music. I think she's an exceptional rapper, but I don't like that tone of her music. I like the tone of Kim's era of music, period. The beats were better. The songs hit harder. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I be undressed in the bra or see-through. Why you count your jewels thinking I'ma cheat you? The only one thing I want to do is freak you. Keep your stone sets. I got my own nuggets. And I'll be doing things that you won't regret. Little Kim the Queen Bee, so you best take heed. Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. I'ma throw shade if I can't get paid. Blow you up to your girl like the army grenade. You can slide on my ice like the escapade. And then she get you yaya with the marmalade. Come on, bruh. Wanting to know people's raps. Oh yeah, Brat is top 10. I think everybody forgets Brat was like one of the first female rappers to have what? Like 2 number ones or some shit like that. It was something. But when Brat came out, the So Functified era, like Brat's flow was also ridiculous. Don't even get into, a whole lot of Tyrese. But when we talk about like somebody that's like real cemented, I think Eve is like the most polished, raw, talented, lyrical, but also mainstream successful. Like Eve hits a lot of the thresholds for me. But yeah, y'all, it's still a good list. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, I love Cardi, but Cardi should not have been anywhere above Megan and Doja Cat. I'm sorry. I love Cardi, and I think Cardi has the gift of people want to remember your raps. People want to remember your verse on the song. Your verse is sometimes the best verse on the song. But when it comes to actually being a rapper and how many projects you've put out and all of that, there's no way you should have been above. Honestly, you shouldn't have been above Doechii if we're talking about like the actual work ethic of the rapper, like the rapper's actual like lyrical talent, ability to write your own rap, switch up your flow, have different types of music. Like, I think that Megan is your quintessential Southern rapper. Okay. I'm gonna hit a good cadence over a fire ass beat. I'm gonna make you shake your ass. Doja Cat is your eclectic. I'm gonna mix different types of rock, pop, grunge, weirdo, biracial girl vibe, but I'm also a baddie. So I'm gonna give you right in this groove of confident but weird, awkward, existential. And then you get Doechii, who I feel like really elevated the sound when she was able to mix in that same type of screaming on a track vibe that Khalees had, but upgraded in what we see now. And then also her stage show. I think there's something to be said for stage show, man. Like, I think a lot of the girls really underestimate the performance value of this. Megan, Doja, Doechii. Yeah, I think that's about it. Glow is getting better. Lotto is getting better. But essentially people, and Missy, like the stage show performance, I feel like it's definitely giving Missy, Megan, Doechii, and Doja Cat when it comes to who gets on that fucking stage and gives us a Beyonce-esque performance. Azalea is very talented. I love some of the choices she made at the beginning of her career. But you another one that I feel like, she psyched herself out. She psyched herself out. Yo-Yo should not have been on the list, but I appreciate you for that. Big Chris said everybody want to be a rapper, but everybody out can't do a show. It's the truth, cause Saweetie. Yeah, no, for real. It takes a lot to do a really good show. And I feel like especially now when the women who are rappers want to perform to a Beyonce level of performance, you know what I'm saying? MC Lyte should go behind Queen Latifah. Wherever Queen Latifah is on the list, MC Lyte should be directly behind her because MC Lyte was her influence. She topped her success-wise, but MC Lyte is such a storyteller, the voice, the relevancy, the swag. Yeah, I think I had my first girl crush on MC Lyte and then on Brat. I remember. We was talking about it. Me and Miss Milan. I was in Miss Milan's Doechii's DJ. Shout out to her. I was in her live last night and she was talking about the list, which is how I even found out about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get up there and talk about this shit. But yeah, MC Lyte was that girl. And I was talking about how proud I am that the Brat came out with a New Orleans girl, considering a lot of the sapphic girls out there. Okay, shout out to y'all. A lot of the sapphic girls grew up loving them some Brat. Thank you. So funkified. Listen. All right. Let's end on this, y'all. Y'all, let's watch the video, y'all. Let's watch it.
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today. Such a good vibe. Should we kill the kids in foster care?
Why not? Why not? If that's the case.
We should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves.
So basically the argument here is y'all can see this girl in this ugly dress with her curls too tight is obviously here on behalf of, pro-life. The woman she's talking to is defending abortion by way of the idea that you want people to have children that they don't want, and these children come into the world and go through unnecessary trauma and unnecessary pain because you want to force a woman to have a child because we always have to punish women for having sex, okay? We punish women for having sex. That's what it is, okay? So to me, two things are happening right now. First of all, you engaging in an argumentative, rage baity ass conversation and you can't keep your cool, so you punch this girl in the face. Now, I do feel like people on the internet need to stop feeling as though they can say anything and people won't have a response to them that is equally aggressive, but that makes you feel like you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but I also feel like you can't go around hitting people. You had a choice in whether you were going to engage in this debate with this goofy ass woman or not, and you decided to. So if you could not handle her in a debate, then you shouldn't have been debating her. Instead, you decide to get into an argument with somebody that means to misunderstand you, lose your cool, and get an assault charge.
You should just kill them. Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life.
You should kill the victims of molestation.
I think, what does this have to do with molestation?
You just mentioned people molesting children. We should kill the kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then.
Even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice. I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
You have a channel?
Yeah. We're doing some interviews today.
Oh my God, today. Oh, she fucked you up, my nigga. You gotta be on your P's and Q's.
Such a good vibe. Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
why not? Why not? If that's the case.
We should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves.
We should just kill them.
Yo. The woman who punched a pro-life reporter in the face during a recorded interview issued an apology on Saturday, but argued that her antagonistic target provoked her into the act of violence, per the NY Post. Brianna Rivers from the Bronx acknowledged that she was in the wrong for hitting Savannah, Craven, and Toy, a reporter for the pro-life organization Live Action. To Savannah, I sincerely apologize, but cannot sit around and allow you to continue pushing this one-sided narrative. I understand hands being put on someone is never the answer, but throwing rocks and hiding hands is. Rivers wrote in a Facebook post, she knows the truth and she needs to release the footage in its entirety. Savannah is a professional antagonist, not a reporter, and the truth will be told. Rivers posted a message claiming that Craven Antile was deliberately provoking her during her street interview in Harlem, where Craven Antile continually interrupted Rivers while she was speaking. Rivers also alleged that Craven Antile edited the video to omit what she referred to as a relentless antagonization and the moments that led up to the punch. Man, we heard her. Your image being defamed by this woman's actions. Anyone who knows me knows how respectful I am. I don't even litter. There's no way you believe I'm punching people for disagreeing with my POV, wrote Rivers. In the video, Antile can be heard accusing Rivers of being okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused. That's not the point. And this is when you should have calmed down and understood that she was trying to provoke you, and then asked her, so does that mean like you don't care about, do you not care that happens? Like, do you feel as if it's okay that happens as long as we don't have women having abortions? Because it seems as if it's okay for people to abuse children as long as they get here, right? Just like it's a problem for me to have sex, but when a man does it, it's fine. Like, let's be real. I don't like that argument. I really don't like that argument that people make that, oh, well, just don't have sex. That's not realistic. And people have sex and it doesn't all the time equal to a baby. So one doesn't really know exactly if they will get pregnant just because they have sex. And I think a person has every right to say, no, I don't want to do that. I wanted to have sex. I consented to the sex. I did not consent to be a parent. And so I'm going to take the necessary, procedures in order to make sure that I'm not a parent. because I don't want to be a parent. I can handle sex. I can't handle being a parent. And I think we've been like brainwashed into believing that, oh, you're being selfish and you don't want to be responsible and all of that. And I'm like, nah, what's really selfish is forcing people to have children that don't want to have children. That's what's selfish. People that should not be parents should not have children. They shouldn't. And they should be able to have sex and then decide, I don't want something to grow in my body. Like, I disagree with you on that one. You should be prepared to be a parent if you have sex without protection. It's not about being prepared. I can be prepared and still not want to, and I shouldn't have to. We can disagree, but how you feel is your decision. You and nobody else should be able to tell another woman what she should do with her body. I don't care. I don't care. I've had to change my mind about that because I really I'm sorry. I don't agree. I don't feel like women have to have babies just because they have sex. I'm sorry. If a woman doesn't want to have a baby, she doesn't have to have a baby. There are ways to not have a baby. Also, condoms fail. My mom got pregnant with me while she was on birth control. She caught a virus and had to take medication that counteracted her birth control, and she ended up getting pregnant with me. She was on birth control though for years and still had me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think enough of y'all like being parents for y'all to feel like everybody should have a child just because they had sex. It's punishment. And it's punishment because you feel like people should be punished for having sex for pleasure instead of having sex for procreation. Because somewhere along the line, somebody convinced you that sex is only okay when it's being done for procreation, but not when it's being done for pleasure. At 36, almost 37, I don't agree with that. People have sex a bunch of times that doesn't result in having a baby. People should be able to have sex, and then if they don't want a baby, not have a baby. Now, there are a lot of people that, you know, we're on birth control, girl. We're on birth control. We did what we were supposed to do, girl. And I don't think people should just be out here having babies that they don't want. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I feel like if a woman doesn't want to have a baby for any reason, she shouldn't have to have a baby. And I think that she can have as many terminations within that, you know, that first 3 months or so. I think a woman can have as many terminations as she sees fit. It's her body. It's her body. It's her choice. I'm sorry. If it was not for the fact that women have to literally be willing to die in childbirth, no, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have to agree. I don't have to submit to that. I can have sex and then decide, oh, wait, is there something? Oh, no, you're not, you're not about to grow in me, bitch. I think not. You know what I'm saying? I think people put y'all have a puritanical mindset. Church has made y'all put a lot of value in a baby's life over a adult's life. A woman who should not be a mother shouldn't be a mother. There are so many people out here that are abusing their children. There are so many people out here that have children that they don't take care of, children that they don't show any real love or care to, and it's because they don't really want kids. But everybody makes them feel like there would be a bad person if they decided not to have the damn baby. I'm a bad person because I had sex. I'm not supposed to have sex, right? That's what y'all really think. Y'all really think we as adults are not supposed to have sex because that's bad. It's wrong. STDs, babies, it's nasty. You're not supposed to really be doing that unless you're married, unless you're in love, right? Even though we know, what do those things mean? Social constructs. I'm sorry, y'all. A woman can die in childbirth. It is absolutely her decision whether she is willing to forego that process. It's absolutely her decision. I don't agree. I'm sorry. I think that is everybody's individual choice, meaning that I don't have a problem with any woman that decides to keep a baby. So I don't understand why people have a problem when somebody decides not to keep a fetus in their body and not allow it to grow into a human. I'm sorry, I don't want to let the zygote grow, bitch. Okay? You let a roach grow in your fucking ear and then and then come talk to me, bitch. Okay? Yes, married women get procedures done, terminations all the time, because sometimes nobody wants to have 6 kids, y'all. Sometimes people don't like what birth control does to their bodies. They don't like how condoms react to their, chemistry down there. So they'll do their calendar shit. Sometimes you slip up, you get pregnant. You go and take a plan B. Maybe the plan B don't work. Then you got to go and have a procedure you ain't really want to have, but you're not wanting to, not where you trying to have a baby. So you decide, you know what? I'm going to just go and get this situation rectified before it gets out of control. Okay? Which is, when the zygote turns into something else. But if something requires my life in order to sustain itself, I think it's my decision on whether I decide to allow it to suckle off my goddamn body. Like, I think, and it's weird to me, because if men were the ones that had babies in this world, if men were the ones that were actually able to have children, they would not have children as much as they want women to have children. Which brings me to one of the other things that I wanted to discuss, and then I'm going to get off of here, because we was arguing about this on the internet, and y'all know how I like to come to y'all with the stuff that people is on the internet arguing with me about.
When you think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
Well, I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
What do you think?
So in the context of this clip, I'm assuming this is 2 people that are not partnered. I saw that girl on TikTok. I know this nigga from Love and Hip Hop. Ain't he a producer or some shit? I said men only want women to have babies because it makes women vulnerable and it gives the man a way to control the woman. That is the truth of why a man who is not in a relationship with a woman would tell her she is selfish and wrong for not wanting to have a baby. That is the reason why this nigga would say that to her, because he feels as if a woman is supposed to do what men tell them to do. You're supposed to be here to have a baby. But the truth of the matter is, if y'all really cared about babies, y'all would stick around and take care of them. Y'all would be more nurturers. Y'all really aren't. Y'all pretend that y'all are a lot of the times. You know, a lot of you niggas with a whole bunch of children out here, and you pretend like you a good dad, but you don't know what the fuck it means to really be a dad. Not for real, for real. Not the way mothers know what it's like to be a mother. So it's crazy for a man to tell a woman, because she does not want to have a child and has decided not to, she's selfish. But it's not selfish for him to have children, knowing he doesn't want to create families, stability, knowing that he is going to move on to the next and have another child, knowing he's not going to be there all the time to provide safety, attention, or energy. That's not selfish, though. They was in them comments thinking I gave a fuck about how they felt about me. I don't give a fuck about what y'all saying about me. In the comments talking, projecting all of their bullshit on me. Don't put that narrative. Don't push your. I'm like, I don't even know what narrative you're talking about. This is literally why men. I don't know how many times I've heard from homegirls and from other women about how they was about to leave a man and then the man got them pregnant. I don't know how many times I have seen women having a certain trajectory in their life. They get pregnant and that completely sidelines what they wanted to do for themselves. That's why I didn't like her. She did religious content before. Got it. But at the end of the day, do you really feel like a woman that says, I don't want kids, should have a child so that some ain't shit ass nigga can come in and out of her life and stress her out behind ownership? Basically, you want to own her. You want to piss on her legs so that you can return to her whenever you feel like it. That's why a lot of these niggas have babies with y'all, so that they can make ownership with you. because they know you're now emotionally invested in them because of the child. Most good women that love their children do right by these stupid ass niggas sometimes out of love for those children. Men know that. So men want you sometimes to be vulnerable, more emotionally invested than you are, because then you don't just up and leave them. Hold on. Bondy, they could have prevented that. Prevented what? If you're talking about, I don't know what you mean. Prevented what? Like I said, these men be trying to trap these women. My uncle did that to his wife. I'm telling you, they do it all the time. But they was mad at me in the comments, y'all, sitting up here with this dumbass nigga with that stupid ass music playing in the background, talking about, oh, you selfish. I feel like people used to say that back in the day. I remember when I was a kid, and me and my mom would encounter a woman or somebody, somebody that didn't have kids. She would say, oh, that's because they selfish. So then I just started repeating that to people because that's what my mom said. When now that I'm an adult woman, I feel like people call being selfish a bad thing, but really it's because you're not making yourself accessible for them to take advantage of. That's what I've noticed. Because who is my life supposed to be about if it's not supposed to be about me? And people have children and do not do right by them, y'all. That is just as selfish, if not more, to me, to have children as an ego project, to prove that your dick work, to prove that you a woman because you had a baby. Meanwhile, you selfish. You don't really put the accurate amount of effort into raising them, giving them the emotional support they need. But as long as you can use them as a tool to show everybody you did what you were supposed to do, great. Child, anyway. That's all I got for y'all today. I'm gonna come back. I need to find this story on TikTok about the lady who had all them damn kids. Hey, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just slobbing everywhere. All right, y'all. I'm gonna come see y'all tomorrow. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, come back for more. Follow me on TikTok.